Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Esteemed Gentleman podcast for Friday, September 24th. I'm your host, Scott Labrie, and joined alongside me, as always, Uncle T-Bag, Tyler Sund.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. And we have all day Eric Deshane here as well.
Hello.
Bonjour.
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 Mercy buckets.
So today we're talking a bit about movies / TV. I think we were also talking about TV.
Yeah, I think so.
But more specifically, we're talking about movies and their technical aspects and how some movies might have like a bad or basic story and are elevated because they're technically made so well, and then the opposite, where maybe a movie has a good story, but there's, a technical aspect that is
Subpar.
Yeah, subpar and detracts from the overall, and it stops it from being great.
Right.
So yeah, that's what we're talking about today. I've made a list. I don't know about you guys.
List. I have 2 or 3 off the top of my head that I can think of that are good and bad. But
so where do we want to start? Do we want to start like maybe with some stories that were, maybe kind of basic
long,
bad, but like, the effects or the music or whatever has like made it, worth the watch.
Yeah.
Or even like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Anybody want to go first? I could go first if you guys want me to.
Yeah, go for it, buddy.
Sure, yeah, the one I had a few that I wrote down.
Mm-hmm.
One that kind of immediately came to mind, and I preface this as basic / bad, but this one's more of like I don't know what the story is, and that's Interstellar, because I think if somebody watched that movie for the first time is like, I understand this movie totally 100%. They're probably lying. But the movie, like the effects, the music, the directing, everything about that movie makes it like amazing to watch. Where you're just like, I don't know what the fuck happened. He's behind the bookshelf or something. He went through time. Cool. But there was a big wave planet and a big rectangle robot. It looked awesome.
Right?
So that was my thought when it came to that. And
I never did see that movie, so I couldn't help you with that.
Never seen Interstellar.
Never did. No.
Oh, you should. You should. Just for the technical aspect of it. It's gorgeous, and you sit there and the music, Hans Zimmer, it's purposely louder than most normal music tracks. The acting is incredible.
Who directed that? Was
Christopher Nolan.
That's what it was. Nolan, yes, that's right. Like, it's someone I should know, yeah.
Which sounds like maybe I haven't seen it yet. His newest one, Tenet, is also kind of a similar vein where it's people are a little confused on the story of it.
Mixed on it, yeah.
They're like,
very confusing story.
Make a good looking movie though.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
That was on my thought too. Was Inception was one of the movies I thought of too as well, where the concept is, like, oh, you enter the dreams and it's weird. It's like, okay, well, that's kind of an odd thing, but the execution of it and how they do it is done so well that that's definitely up there for sure. Because they make a far-fetched idea somewhat believable, surprisingly, and they make it so grounded still. It's enjoyable, and I thought, did he write that too as well, or is all that by him, or does he just direct?
Usually he does. Him and his brother usually do all the screenplays. Yeah,
because I mean that's quite the concept to bring to a screenplay, right? So to me that was an interesting movie altogether and done very well. So chops on them for sure. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys? Do you have any movies?
You guys ever heard of John Carter?
The
Disney film,
yeah, or whatever. John Carter Mars.
Yeah.
John
I remember it looked nice.
Yeah,
but I don't remember much of anything else other than that.
Same. Yeah, I remember wanting to see when it came out because it looked really interesting. It looked cool to watch, and I watched it when it did came out. And I can vaguely remember certain scenes and certain moments, but
what the whole aspect of the story was, it just The story's just it was on Mars.
Willem Dafoe's voice and that one line is kind of in my head still, but what he says is foggy. But it looked pretty. It looked cool. But
it looked cool because the budget was like in a couple $100 million budget, and it was just you're watching it like this is boring.
I think he made back
and it's weird, and it's like
of what they spent on it, just the film and never mind the marketing, and it was a huge bomb for Disney, but it was gorgeous. Yeah.
So basically, the synopsis is I totally forgot about this. Is that transported to Barsoom, a Civil War vet discovers a barren planet seemingly inhabited by 12-foot tall barbarians. I didn't even know he was a Civil War vet. I didn't realize that he was in the past and then he.
I thought it was
gets teleported here.
Newer than that, but okay. I thought it was like World War One, but okay, yeah, whatever.
No. Yeah. But that's one that really stood out for me. Was that the budget was there? The acting, I remember like the main actor, he was good. Like everything was good. Like I think Mark Strong was the bad guy. I think. And he was good. I remember him being in there, but I don't remember like hardly anything. I remember his flashbacks that he had of his wife because he used to have like these random flashbacks, and I was like, "Oh, this is really out of place. Like, why are they putting these in? Like, what significance does this have?" It's almost like because they put the flashbacks in so late in the movie to try and have an emotional send off at the end. It's like, yeah. So somebody who didn't know what they were doing with a whole lot of money made this movie, and it looked really nice, and the music was great.
Who directed that movie? I thought it was someone with a little bit of prestige behind their belt, or no?
Andrew Stanton.
Okay, never mind. Not who I thought it was.
What else did he make?
The Andrew Stanton?
Well, see, the crazy thing is that he wrote like Toy Story 2, Finding Dory, Finding Nemo, WALL-E.
I remember hearing the promos for that movie being like, "Oh, it's like this guy has a good little pedigree behind him, so he should be should know what he's doing." But is this something with
He made an episode of Better Call Saul.
Yeah, like he's.
Oh, he did direct WALL-E.
Okay, yeah, he's done Disney stuff before. I would say, yeah. But,
so I don't know.
But in lieu of that, that was one thing I thought of too. Was my innovations in the film has made is definitely Toy Story was the first one where Pixar's like first tiptoe into 3D animation and like they blew it out of the park. And since then, it's been nothing but great from Pixar onward, right? So to me, that's been a great like film series with Pixar for sure. Was just to bring here we can make a fully fledged 3D movie and make it look really good, right? So yeah, to me that was an important milestone in filmmaking for sure. Was Pixar, no doubt. And now it's so well done. You can have a 3D movie about goddamn WALL-E with a robot, or that was the last one that came out here a little while ago. Shit. All I can think about is now. All I'm thinking about now is the new one that's coming out that's set in Canada. The Red Panda one. It's their newest trailer they dropped a little while ago. Big Red or Growing Red or something like that. I forget what it's called, but it's set in Toronto. Like that's the scenario. It's the director is the director of the film is the guy who also I think he directed the
Turning Red.
Turning Red. That's it. Yeah.
Turning Red.
Yeah. It's about It's I don't remember set in Toronto. And it looks pretty good.
It's the director is Domi Shi.
Domi Shi.
He did the little Pow animation for Pixar, and he wrote some other stuff too as well. And
remember that? What was it? I think it was the one before Toy Story 3. Was that the
maybe
the short that he made?
Newer than that. I thought it was like Brave or even.
No, well, Brave's super old.
Was it Toy Story? Well, maybe it was Toy Story 3. Yeah, that's right. I'm thinking 3 is. I'm thinking
Brave came out the same as Joe Carter.
That little dumpling that
John Carter.
grows up.
It was weird, yeah.
Also makes you cry because the dumpling was just a real boy.
I think Pixar has been a great leap forward for us for sure as it comes to telling a creative story nowadays. So
I disagree. I think they suck. No.
Yes, Scott, I believe you. I believe you in that.
I think Pixar hasn't added anything to movies.
It's the same shit, just a different style of cartoon. No,
they keep giving things feelings, and now they're running out of ideas. It's like, sure.
Things with feelings. Yeah. Feelings with feelings.
What if toys have feelings? What if cars have feelings? What if feelings have feelings?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What if your soul?
Yeah, Soul. Tyler's pivotal moment there as a human being with Soul.
It was for about 5 minutes. And then I moved on
for a week.
That was enough. It was enough for me.
He picked up a leaf and he's like, I don't see the thing.
Where's
I don't get it.
I forgot what I was doing now. Better go play some video games. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
So for a grand spectacle that was poorly executed, John Carter was one that really stood out for me. Big budget. And Transformers movies. Ugh. Yeah, I have to watch them because they're so fucking awesome.
But you're a Michael Bay fanboy. I thought you would be all for those, but I enjoy them because I love Transformers, but I hate them because they're Michael Bay.
Oh,
but you're a Michael Bay fanboy, and you love.
Yeah, the problem with Michael Bay is that he does have potential to make a great fucking movie. He does, but he looks at the script and he's like, "Well, I could make a whole bunch of action out of this, like this little paper napkin script that you gave me. Sure, yeah, I can make this work." So stop accepting scripts like that. Get something that's a little bit more, I don't know.
He tried once with Pearl Harbor,
he did 13 Soldiers, 13 Hours to Benghazi. That was a fucking great movie. Pain and Gain. That was a great fucking movie.
That was a great movie.
Low budget, Bad Boys. The second one was a little over the top, but that was still fun. A fun movie to watch. But yeah, $200 million. Yeah, I can do an ad for the U.S. Army, U.S. Air Force. Sure. Yeah, no problem. Bring the boys out for 1 week and we'll blow shit up. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm friends with the mayor of New York. Let's blow up a couple city blocks, get rid of some old cars. Yeah, no, he doesn't count. He doesn't count. You get what you expect with him. And he makes a return on his investment. So he knows what he's doing. Like he does, yeah.
That is true. I mean,
and the kids love it. It's more directed towards older kids.
Yes. For a studio, it's not a hard bet to make. Because if Michael Bay's doing it, it's going to be a certain level, but that he's going to get your money's worth out of it because he'll make your money for sure. So yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay rapper. Yeah.
Got
any other ones there, Scott?
I got a bunch.
Okay.
But I think I went about this differently than what you guys were thinking.
Okay.
Because you guys were mentioning John Carter, which is a good technically made movie with a bad story. And I find that there's a lot of those. There's a lot of just bad movies with good effects.
Yeah.
So I was looking for stuff that had a good story, but had bad effects. And some of the ones that are bad technically.
Yes.
Something about it that just made it worse. And so Tyler's gonna hate me for it, but I put Man on Fire here because if the editing wasn't 100% and dialed back maybe to just 75%, it'd be a lot better, I think, as a movie.
Maybe.
I have to watch it again.
I can see that.
I've been watching it.
You'd have less of a headache, if you could do less fucking...
Maybe I should watch it again because the first time it was all very maybe now that I know that it's coming, this the seizure fest is coming.
It won't be as jarring. That's what I'm thinking as well. Yeah.
No, because it's very true. Because the first time I watched it, I'm like, oh man, because I was watching it with the lights off in my basement suite, and I'm just watching. I'm like, oh man, my eyes are half closed. I'm like, I can't watch this. I'm getting a fucking headache watching this, but I have to finish it because the story is so good, and Dakota Fanning is on fire, and Denzel's just and Christopher Walken and Mickey Rourke, and it's so awesome. It's such a good fucking movie. Yeah. Taking a guy who's down and out, ready to just call her quits and finding his life again. And then the story is perfect, but the execution is good. And then when the action scenes start, it's wild, but it's you don't have to do 18 angles, super fast roll, fucking white flashes and shit like that. But you watch it again, it's okay, now you can kind of see where the director was coming from, where Tony Scott was he wanted you to be inside his mind because he's an alcoholic and he stopped drinking for this girl, and and his rage takes over and shit goes fuzzy and he goes batshit, right? It's awesome. But yeah, if it was made a little more conventionally, maybe it'd be different. But I can agree with you on that one.
Choice.
It was a creative choice, yes.
Yeah. Yep. In a similar vein, Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's what I was going to say next too. I
haven't seen that one yet.
The editing in that one is terrible.
It's like
they cut
edited
around
by
so
like
much.
a YouTuber or something.
Yep.
There's so many quick cuts. Like
The
if you
one
ever watch
scene,
the where
Yeah,
like
the one
they're
scene
at
that's
lunch or whatever.
yeah,
and it just,
Yeah.
no, it's the record label meeting or something. They're in the
Yeah.
office and they're cutting like every 2 seconds. It's new cut. It's like, okay, stop.
Yeah.
Sit still and look at a person for more than a second. Like, no, it's
right.
there like
Yeah.
had to be like a contract.
That's what
for,
people
like,
are saying. Yeah,
The
Screen
band
time?
had to be at the same screen time as
yeah.
Could be.
Freddy. So it's
Show them with one frame, sitting at the table talking, going around in a circle. Like, just do one of those.
No,
Like, they do it all the time, and they're
hard.
great. But
I think from what I heard too,
well,
as
I
well.
can't see their whole face when you're over here.
Yeah,
You gotta go
They-
cut.
it was
Just have a
all.
grid.
It was all like changes they wanted to make after filming was done. It was all like in post. Oh yeah, no, it has to be this way, that way. That, and like, oh, we got this stuff already recorded. What do we do? So that's why it was chopped so bad, because they had like to do these certain amounts of minutes for so long, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but jeez, bad.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And yeah,
I haven't seen it, but I did see that clip.
where I think that better casting, I think, was missed out, because Sacha Baron Cohen really wanted to be Freddie Mercury. I would have loved that thought, but because of his history of Borat, the studio was like, I don't really know if we want that. But I think he would have been like to a T, like a well played Freddie Mercury for sure, right? But and to me, that was a very much a missed opportunity on their end for sure.
Well, I mean, you
my
can't
opinion.
complain when he won Best Actor. Right?
That is true, right? He didn't work out in the end, but I think Sasha would have done a hell of a job too as well with that.
True,
but,
he would've.
yeah. Oh
He
yeah.
would have.
It would be nice to see him take a serious role for once instead of always these funny man roles, and have like
Mhm.
it would have been nice, but oh well.
For sure.
Yeah.
I had another one on my list for a good story, bad technically, and that's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Tim Burton version.
I did not want to see that
Because the original, with what's his face, is great. It's magical. It's whimsical, and then like the Tim Burton-y one is very Tim Burton-y, where it's just like they're going to like a chocolate factory, and then like it's like not just a chocolate factory. It's like a magical place with like chocolate rivers and all this other stuff, and it's like yeah, he does make it colorful, but like also like everything has like a weird sinister vibe to it and stuff like that, and like Johnny Depp looks like he's on crack or something, which he probably was.
Probably was,
Probably.
And it's just like, nah, man. It's supposed to be like a nice place, and
he
fucked it up.
Tim Burton can really turn something grim looking, and that should be innocent and fun, look like nightmarishly horrifying, and he does that very well.
Which for Edward Scissorhands,
it works on certain things. It worked really good in Beetlejuice. Looks really good in Nightmare Before Christmas.
His Batman movies were perfect, nice and dark.
It's very dark tone, made for that specifically. And Charlie and Chocolate Factory just seemed a little too ominous, and I didn't want to. Yeah, I was like, I don't really want to see that.
That was weird. It was just really creepy having those kids in that factory with him there. It's just like, ooh, this is just an uncomfortable, unsettling thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Willy Wonka looks like he hasn't seen the sun in 30 years or something.
He's a vampire running a chocolate factory, luring kids there, feeding on their life force. That's probably what the story was.
Yeah,
in Tim Burton's mind.
Yeah.
You eat the chocolate, you get sleepy.
Yeah, they disappear. Oh yeah, they disappear. All right, yeah.
They show them at the end. They're fine. Well, they're not fine, but they're alive.
like hollow husks, like the whole life was sucked out of them. Gee, I wonder what happened.
Yeah.
Mike TV could be a basketball player. He's like super tall at the end.
There you go. One of the movies that really stands out for me that was actually filmed on a DV camera at 720p, but was an incredible film, was 28 Days Later. Extremely shoestring budget. Like almost 80% of the actors did this for free, just for helping Danny Boyle out, and Danny Boyle got his footing in, and you know, and you look at the actors like that were in that movie were just like rising stars, like Brian Gleason and Cillian Murphy and fucking Chris Eccleston too. Like I guess Chris Eccleston, he was one of the few that was paid to be there, right? Because he's kind of an esteemed actor, I guess. But yeah, that movie was just super low budget, but fucking still horrifying. The music was pretty chill to is like literally just electric guitar the whole time. Down, down, down. Listen to the theme. It's oh my god. And sprinting zombies. Oh my god.
Yeah, that changed horror movies for the next.
He started a whole like a whole nother thing that's a prime example. But when you watch it, it's like, oh man, some kid with his mom's video camera filmed this movie, like, because it's the technical quality was so low, but
I just want to pause because the recording software froze. Hey, we're back. Technical difficulties once again, unfortunately.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
Technology, gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
But in vain of what Tyler was saying a little while ago with 28 Days Later, Robert Rodriguez movies was another one, because to me that also showed filmmakers like him that you don't need to have this elaborate, huge setup to make a good story. You just need a decent camera, decent actors, and a good script to tell an amazing story. And Robert does that very well, where it's very shoestring, it's very bare bones, but they're still great. And I think we're seeing more and more than nowadays, especially with the advancements in home recording and a home video, where even you, Tyler, can have like a beautiful camera and still record gorgeous stuff like that, right? So it's easier nowadays than ever, I think, to explore the possibilities of making your own kind of movie like that. And now more than ever, it's because of like people like him, for sure. It's easy to do that for sure nowadays, I find.
Yeah, because even like that little camera that I have, the GH4, which I think you can pick up now for like $900, $800, and a lens and a microphone, and you can make the same visual quality film that he made, but actually better, because it's 4K. It's a smaller sensor in there, but I mean, you could still make a visually pleasing video with that. So if you went back in time with that camera, like, hey, Danny, take this. Yeah. Use this one. You'll like it more. Minds, man. Yeah. And it's just like, it'd be like, whoa. Whoa, man, 4 out. But yeah.
Yeah.
That is a good one. And then it also makes me think of Paranormal Activity. Like, that's kind of like exactly. A thing where...
Or a lot of horror films.
Yeah, true. Where it's
pretty much.
Like, what do we got? Well, we got a security camera or whatever.
Security camera footage, we can frame it properly and just do a little bit of effects. And hey, look at that ghost.
$10,000 and make it stretch. But the story is good enough that it
it's edited well enough. Yeah. And that too, that revolutionized film for a while too, because like, oh my god, this bare bones film, just scaring the hell out of people. It's like, this is how it's done. It's so well done.
Blair Witch Project started that whole stupid mockumentary horror thing. How many people thought it was real, and gotta see this movie, it's fucking crazy. It's like you're watching
it's not bad. It's not
bad. But look at the results it had though.
Yep.
Right? So
early 2000s,
goes to show you.
Yeah.
How many Paranormal Activity movies did they make?
I want to say that.
I have no idea.
I've
only seen the first one. I'd have to, if I ask Carly, she probably know off the top of her head. She's seen them all, I think.
I'm gonna wait.
Paranormal Activity.
Looks like 5. There's 1 through 4, and then the Ghost Dimension.
Oh my god.
The marked ones.
And
marked ones. There it is. The Ghost Dimension.
There's 6.
There's a dimension with ghosts.
Split off. Paranormal Activity 2, Tokyo Night. What's this one?
There's another one, Next of Kin, coming out this year.
Oh, they're still making them? Oh my god.
Looks like. If that is correct. Well, damn. They keep making money. They're going to keep doing it.
That is true. That is true. If you're making money, then why say no? Yeah.
Yep.
Precisely.
Exactly.
Another movie that, on a technical aspect and acting and all that stuff too, that was quite good. And just kind of like creative choices, story, whatever, that took a twist at the end. It was War of the Worlds. The ending was like
that's the same ending from before, right? So I can't really fault him for that ending, but it's
See, I never watched the original. I never read the book. I didn't. Man, what?
I know.
What's the ending? Is that it's a radio play?
That's
you haven't seen it yet?
That's a spoiler. You have to watch it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to tell you. You have to watch it. It's so fucking good. The first half, when that first comes out of the ground, it's like, it's just masterful filmmaking from our homie Steven Spielberg.
What's the one with Keanu Reeves?
The Day the Earth Stood Still.
And how was that when it comes to
that was terrible. Okay, there you go. There's another good example of a well-budget, like
I remember
super
marketing
hype
for that, and like super. Yeah, it was supposed to be this game-changing.
Music was boring.
Yeah,
the movie was boring. The effects were super subpar. The acting was so subpar. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that too. It's like that came out like I think right after War of the Worlds, and it was like following this whole like alien invasion hype that went on for a few years, and yeah, it just kind of peaked and then dropped off super hard. Never heard nothing about it for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
lots of good little movies with low budgets, like even like foreign films too, and like even like that End of the World movie that stuck with me for the longest time was the end. Not This Is the End, obviously, but
I'm like with Seth Rogen. What?
yeah, it was dumb.
you watch the Corridor Digital Crew? They did the
with Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen. That's actually a pretty good episode.
That was a good episode.
Like I was like, oh
Seth
shit, they did some cool effects in the Green Hornet that I didn't realize. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool actually. Michelle Gondry.
Yeah, but the movie was really not that good though.
No.
I didn't care much for a Green Hornet at all. Like I watched it, I'm like, oh, this is
silly, but
yeah.
But like the car trick where it's like like
where it looked like so many of them like
yeah.
Yeah. And how he like did the whole bullet effect for the first time, like in a commercial, like a beer commercial, whatever it was. Right. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Yeah, and then like how they had Kim Jong Un, whatever, die in a helicopter. They had to settle on that because like that one shot, like had like 50 executives like making a choice. How much are we gonna show of like his skin boiling and how much beforehand? Blah blah blah. They said that what they had initially was like super grotesque of what happens to him, but they were like, nope.
It's like, nah, just cover it up with fire.
Yeah, exactly. How much of his face can be on fire before the flame covers and you see the explosion after?
Jesus.
Like shit like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And how the monster part there, where it's like in the house chasing them, and This Is the End. How they had like a guy in a suit do it, and he made the guy do it like 30 times, but it just looked so stupid, and they had to do it CGI. And like the people that owned the house were being dicks, and they wouldn't let him like do anything or touch anything in the house. So like all the wreckage in that house was all in post production. Like I didn't realize that. Like that's pretty good that I didn't catch that. So, and the guy that they set on fire for Jonah Hill's character. He's the one guy that got lit on fire the most times out of anybody that's ever been lit on fire for a movie before. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that's a really good YouTube episode. I really enjoyed that one.
I never saw that. I have to watch it. No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of Seth Rogen movies, and then, or is it all Seth Rogen movies?
I think they look at
there's
other stuff.
There's a few others. Yeah, there's a few others.
Look at some Arnold stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because Total Recall was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Paul Verhoeven was a big leading cutting edge guy with that movie, and a lot of his movies, even Starship Troopers too, like how the effects still stand up today. Yeah, speaking of big budget movies,
that's where I was going to go with my movies, because I keep thinking about I'm a sucker for practical effects in movies. I just love anything they can make that's physically real and make it look that much more crazy. So I think of movies like Jurassic Park was the first one that came to mind right away. It was like how realistic they made the dinosaurs look, especially the T-Rex in that scene. It's like that scarred me for life. It was so realistic. Like I love it now. Just thinking about it now, it's like, oh man, like this. But you watch it behind the scenes, like how much of a pain in the ass it was to operate and work. You had to film it for so long before it would break down. Like, and then it reminded me too of Jaws as well too with that, because that's a movie where you hardly see the monster in the whole movie, but yet it is terrifying and it's scary as all hell. But it's simple in how it tells a story, and I absolutely adore that.
Yeah.
And then another one that just came to mind too is for practical effects. What's a werewolf movie? It's a werewolf movie. Is it a werewolf and a nightmare? I can't think of it now. You got me all flustered.
Teen Wolf.
No, God no.
Michael J. Fox.
No, not that one. An American Werewolf in London. That's it. Sorry. Yes, the American Werewolf in London. The transformation scene is first time to become a werewolf. that is all done practical effects. If it's on YouTube, go sure look it up and how it's done. And it's Stan Winston Creature Factory that does it, and they do an awesome job of making like how his hand stretches out to become the claws, how his back stretches out, all practical effects.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah. Anything that Stan Winston's involved in for monster movies, like The Thing, that's another one. Oh yeah. There's something to be said about practical effects, man.
Oh yeah, it's a dying art now, unfortunately, because CGI is so much easier now. Which it does look great. I won't say it's not hard work, but like that practical level is just so much more. I think just that better touch into a movie for sure. So
yeah, I think if you find the perfect marriage between the two, it's flawless. Like the way Lord of the Rings was made. Where you have miniatures with CGI stacked on top of it, and it's like
an army of bodies just making the army size look real and like practical. And like I still think about the behind the scenes shots at Helm's Deep, just how they had this massive set made with hundreds of people on set fighting and all armored up, all like, oh man, just it hasn't been done like that since, and probably never be again because. It was a perfect movie at that moment to make like that, and
for sure.
Yeah.
Visual achievements.
20 years old, still fucking awesome,
right?
Hot take by Eric. Lord of the Rings is good.
That's a hill I will die on with pleasure. Just
I will die on that hill.
I'll
die on that hill every time.
Fuck you, fight me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, I think that's the end of the episode. Unless you guys have any other things that you're.
I'm sure we could keep talking. We could keep talking for sure. But Terminator's another one.
I was just thinking T2. Yeah.
Yeah. James Cameron. He knows how to make visually pleasing movies.
Yeah.
Especially
the second one too as well. Avatar. I mean.
Storyline was very basic, but the effects...
That was on my list of a basic story, but great technically that you have to...
You
have to at least watch it once in your life.
You have to.
That's the thing. Sure, you have to experience it, but when you realize what it is, it's like it's actually kind of just like fluff and not much substance. It's Dances with Wolves with aliens. It's like that's all it is. Like it's, but it's gorgeous. It's you have to experience it, man. Okay.
That's one of the memes that I saw today or yesterday. It's like, bro just betrayed his whole planet just to clap some alien cheeks.
I had a teacher in high school who thought the aliens were hot from Avatar, which was information we didn't need to know. But
especially from a teacher.
Yeah.
These aliens are hot.
I wish I could be.
I special ordered a pillow based on one of them creatures. Y'all should get yourself one.
I got a discount code. All right. Let's wrap this thing up, shall we?
Okay, sure.
Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. Like and subscribe. And if you're listening on a podcast service, give us a rating. Hopefully a positive one. And subscribe to the feed. Then head over to our Facebook page. Like the page. Submit a question for Ask Us Anything Monday, which is coming up in a couple weeks. Not next Monday, but the one day after. Or submit a topic. And I think next week, Monday, we will be doing a fan topic by our boy Cameron. We'll talk about that after the show. I'll talk to you guys about that. But yeah, there you go. You got to look. Whatever. Goodbye.
Words.
Have a good weekend.
Good. Yeah, good. Have a good weekend, guys.
All right. Goodbye.